Okay, Natalia, let's take a look at your last essay. It's the barking dog. Let's see what you said. Dear George, I'm writing to you to discuss the situation that has been going on. Careful with your spelling. This should be on. Which has been going... Okay, alright, let's try it again. I'm writing to you to discuss the situation that has been going on over the last couple of days with your dog. That has really affected my job performance. Okay, get rid of the and. As you know, I am a dog person, or you could say I am very much a dog person. And I really like your dog, but for some reason it has increased the form that it barks. No, you can't say that. Overall, it has increased its barking, especially at night. As a consequence, I have not been able to sleep very well, and during the day, it has been very difficult to concentrate in my job since I work from my home. I believe that the dog maybe feels lonely and maybe requires a little bit of attention and company. And no, you can't do that. So, let's try this again. I believe that the dog may feel lonely and require a little bit of attention and company. Full stop. As I comprehend that you are very busy right now, I have a suggestion. Okay, you started as here too. Let's fix that then. Okay. So, just start it like this. I comprehend that I understand that you are very busy right now, so I have a suggestion. As I spend all day in my home, I can take it during the day. So you can bring it in the morning before you go to your job, and then pick it up at 7 p.m. But it is very important that you try to spend time when you arrive. Spend time with it when you arrive. I would put a semicolon here, not a comma. Remember, pets are like our children, and they deserve time and love. I hope you can resolve the situation as soon as possible. Full stop. This is my phone number if you want to discuss my suggestion. Yours. Okay. All right. Now, this letter is to your neighbor, so it's okay that it's an informal style. I mean, that makes sense that it would be informal. But you certainly cannot end your letter, yours faithfully. We only use yours faithfully in a formal letter when we don't know the name of the person we're writing to. So here, more appropriately, would be yours sincerely or best regards or something like that would have been better. There was a lot of problems with your punctuation. You had a lot of long sentences that needed to be connected in a better way. So I made a lot of attempt to do that. Let's see what else I want to tell you about this. Okay, there was something else. So basically what I want you to do is every time you're tempted to use a comma in a sentence and you have like a sentence that's relatively long, I want you to look at it again and see if perhaps the sentence needs to be joined by something else, either a linking device or maybe a semicolon, or maybe you need to split it into two sentences, okay? Because that was a problem throughout the letter, sorry. That's pretty much it. Okay, so let's take a look now at your task 2. Okay, this is green energy. So, okay, what's going on? Okay, that's one paragraph. Alright. Experts about the developing and developed world. No, experts about the developing and developed world, not country. There's not just one. Alright? Have debated the pros and cons of the production of renewable energy to replace the use of conventional biofuels. Not biofuels, just fuels, I think. I strongly agree with their manufacturing. Who's manufacturing? The biofuels or renewable energy? This essay will discuss both points of view. Alright, you haven't... Alright, fine. Using examples from the Colombian government and environmental organization to demonstrate points of proof arguments. Okay. On the one hand, there is ample evidence to believe that biodiesel, solar power, hydropower, wind power, among others, is a great solution to replace the excessive use of hydrocarbon. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, the use of this alternative energy can reduce fuel emissions by 20% in the big cities of the world. Secondly, the production cost is 50% more economic than normal hydrocarbons. Okay. Okay. For example, recent, careful with the spelling. You just wrote resent. You want to say recent with a C. Recent empirical research from the Colombian government demonstrated that in Medellin, the second biggest city in Colombia and one with the biggest air pollution problem, that the implementation of a clean air program, which is based on the use of biodiesel in all the petrol stations, has been satisfactory, reducing a great percentage of the fuel emission in all the urban areas. All right, let's take a look at this. Look, it starts up here, so you've got 1.5, 2, 3, 4 lines. It's a little long, all right? When you create sentences that are that long, what you do is you risk the clarity of the sentence. So either try to shrink it or separate it somehow. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this was too much. So you can go ahead and try to fix that. Like, I thought this should have been a little more clear, a little simpler. Okay, and then some of the grammar is also off. The implementation of a clean air program based on the use of biodiesel has been satisfactory, thus reducing the fuel emission in the entire urban area by a great percentage. Okay, those are some of the changes I would have made here. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that environmental benefits of the use. No, so this is the wrong syntax here. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that the use of new alternative energy has environmental benefits. Okay? On the other hand, while it is doubtless, no, you can't say that either. While the benefits of green energy are undeniable, on the whole, with a W, not just an H, I find that the production has considerable negative effects. This is largely because these THESE energies are never going to have the same power that the conventional energy has. Therefore, this energy can never replace the capability of the hydrocarbons. Full stop. On the contrary, it can affect other sectors, for example, food production of forests. In countries like Colombia and Indonesia, the rise of oil palm plantations has caused one of the biggest deforestations in the last 5 years. I don't understand. I don't understand this. I really don't understand this. Why are we talking about this now? It could affect other sectors, for example, food production of forests. Why? You need to explain this a little better. I don't understand how these are remotely related. So how is renewable energy somehow connected to deforestation? So please explain that. It's not clear. So you need to develop it a little more. It must not be forgotten that for some reason these crops in developing countries are linked with violence and human rights violations. How is this relevant? I don't understand. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that the production of some green energy could have a very negative impact on the environment and the community. Okay, so you may have some information about this that I clearly don't, but you shouldn't assume that I have this information, so please make it clear how these things are related, because right now it just seems like you've gone off on a tangent and it's not related to the essay. Okay, now for your conclusion. To conclude from the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that although the production of sustainable energy can represent a good alternative to reduce carbon emissions, it is important to take into account the disadvantages, firstly with the acknowledgement that these alternative energies are never going to have the power of the conventional energies. Yeah, you never really told us here even why you say that. You never explained it. Secondly, some of them, okay, again, this is another time where you need to split your second sentences. Some of them require the implementation of considerable areas of soil that can be used for food production and thoroughly. Okay, you're going in way too much detail in your conclusion. This is all stuff that you should have talked about in here. Okay, so let's try it a little differently. So, from the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that although production of sustainable energy can represent a good alternative to reduce carbon emissions, it is important to take into account the disadvantages that this has done. Okay? Get rid of all of this. This does not belong in your conclusion. All right? So, Natalia, there are a number of areas that were a little problematic for me in this essay. The structure was good, the vocabulary was fine for the most part, but other elements like grammar, like punctuation, and absolutely your task achievement are areas that I want you to work on, okay? So go ahead and do that, and I'm not sure, do we have more essays together? I'm not sure. If we do, then great, keep up, keep at it. And, let's see how you do. If you don't have any more essays, then I would like to ask you to sign up for more. I want to see more essays. I want to give you more feedback. I want to see you working more right up to your exam to make sure that you're at the point you need to be. So let's try to do that, okay? So good luck to you, and I'm looking forward to seeing more essays.